I do think the EPA regulation is going to be delayed for a year. I don't think it'll be delayed for 2 years. I'm hopeful that it won't be delayed for 2 years. What I'm hearing out of California is that the independent studies are showing that Proposition 23 is going to fail. That's the proposition to delay implementation of California's greenhouse gas reduction standards. I'm hopeful that it won't pass, but we'll find out in November of this year. I think you're going to see an increased number of lawsuits against utilities as sort of the front line of attack for inadequate disclosure on the costs of climate change. And that's not investors looking to make a buck, get money back. They're just looking to prod and elevate and raise the level of discussion and discourse, and then ultimately activity and mitigation from their portfolio companies. I think you're going to see that disclosure uptake will be gradual. I think investors are going to continue to call for more disclosure, and I think in 4 to 6 years, you'll see something more dramatic from the SEC with specific discussion about it. There's going to be a study coming out in the next couple weeks from Risk Metrics, and they previewed some of it for me. They studied 100 large cap companies and tried to look at what type of disclosures U.S. companies they had with respect to climate change. And it showed that 50% of the companies were providing disclosure, so half of them were not providing any disclosure about climate change in their 2009 public annual reports. It showed that only a very small number of the companies were addressing all the matters covered in the SEC release, so it does mean you're going to see change from companies now that it's been further detailed by the SEC. They said only about 20% of companies were providing both the risk analysis and a discussion of the physical impacts of climate change. And then the good news, they said 20% of the companies said that they were going to pursue opportunities for their businesses around climate change. And the SEC did say you can and should talk about this. I hope and I know there's a lot more than 22% of the companies here that are pursuing those types of things for their companies. And I think that that number is just going to continue to grow. I'm going to be here for the rest of the conference and welcome any questions. And thanks for your time.
Thanks, Sahir. Thanks very much. Thank you to Sahir for that enlightening presentation. This is an emerging and obviously very important topic. Interestingly, while Sahir was talking, we got dispatched twice more, both in Baltimore Gas and Electric Service Territory and Tennessee Valley Authority. And earlier this morning, we got dispatched in the UK. EnerNOC started operations in England and Scotland last year. And we were dispatched earlier today in the store market as well. So it's yet another busy day for demand response. And this has been an exciting year. It's been an exciting summer for demand response. We're getting dispatched almost every day, and it's becoming part of the fabric of our operations. It's no longer these discrete emergencies. It's literally part of our operations, and it shows how vital this resource has become and how integrated it's become into our overall electricity markets. And what I'd love to do is just give everybody in this room who participates in demand response a round of applause and get that going, because we are fundamentally changing the way the electric power industry works, and it's really, really exciting to see.